Hey everyone, I'm Nitro-Fueled here, and today we're going to experience more Crash Team Racing Nitro-Fueled Adventure World, a classic for Sony PlayStation 4. Now, we're here for the tokens. Oh shoot. The Citadel City. One thing for sure though, actually I do need to see the order. Okay, do we really have to do engine last first? I guess so. But yeah, E3 is coming up, and I'm honestly kind of curious to see how they're even going to handle things instead of just like, cause like last one, wait, did we even? No, we didn't have one last year. It was Evil I'm thinking of, and even then, I wouldn't technically say we had it. It was Evil Online, which was legit, but I didn't even really watch any of the games, so sorry. I don't know. Now we're just here for these suckers over here instead. So let's get started. But of course, let's get But yeah, back on E3, it's gonna be pretty sick to see like a lot of these big names come back, just so we can end up seeing what they're gonna have to offer after what's happened last year. That being said, I don't expect much just because of the fact, and even like, I'd say even next year I wouldn't say I'm expecting much. I'm pretty sure that'll all change by then, but you know, like a lot of things did slow down, so I can't really be expecting like what, like the freaking hundreds of games coming out within like this year or even the beginning of the next. Like, that's just silly. But what's also silly is the fact that I have to come back here again. And oh my god, don't even get me started on the relic on this level. Oh sweet baby Jesus. I missed all the letters on this too. That's how you know how much I don't really play on this course. Actively. But aside from that, can you imagine if, you know what? On the topic of engine labs, can you imagine if they make this a level on freaking On the Run? Like, just make a whole level where, let's say the graded section right here, the one coming up, was the main pathway, and you're just dodging mostly barrels and stuff like that. I don't see it happening because that's essentially what sewer or later is now, but if they were to do something like that, I don't know how to feel about that. Not a good feeling, but for sure, it's just, jeez. I really got my own. I can't activate Aku! No! Oh my god. Yeah, it's gonna be pretty. I'm pretty sure it's at least gonna be something when we get back to like all this E3 stuff going on. Okay, we got it. Nice, that's nice. Oh my gosh. Other than that, though, there's also the fact that there's that new Mario Golf game coming out. I'm not sure how to feel about it. On one hand, same with it's the same. It's kind of the same deal with Ratchet and Clank. On one hand, pretty sick, and it's gonna be nice to see that stuff coming through again. Especially Ratchet and Clank. Like, oh my gosh, I know y'all saw the trailer, and I know why some of y'all are gonna get the game. But like, good freaking lord. But at the same time, it's like, on the other hand, it's like you have these price tags. 60 for Mario Golf when the other one was like 40. I could argue 50 because it's on Switch, but 60. God dang. And then Ratchet and Clank, $70 for base game. Like, look, I'm so down with the stuff coming up with PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series X. I am. But to be honest, I'm still saying that I don't really have much of a reason to get one right now. Like, I don't know, like, it'd be nice to have it for one, like, actual PS5 title, as opposed to, like, games that are boosted, like PS4 games just boosted on PS5. Although, trust me, that is a very convincing deal considering how well they're boosted. At least so far. Because like Crash 4 got boosted pretty hard, and you guys know how I feel about them load times now. Freaking, of course Spider-Man, like Miles Morales, as well as the base game. Like, look, I know, Miles Morales is more so like a PS5 game than anything, but it was originally on PS4, but it's like, and Series X, like, all I could think of is the one game that got massively delayed all the way until like fall of this year. And while the game definitely has been touched upon since, like they clearly show it, it's just, God, $70 for this is gonna be something. And I gotta make sure I don't miss the R. But yeah, like, I don't know. Maybe it's just me. Maybe there's gonna be even more improvements on it down the line. Not really too. Okay, I got it. Not too big a fan of thinking that way with a lot of games nowadays, but it's like, it's already here. Not to mention like the stuff that happens before the game even comes out. I still don't feel comfortable talking about that on like a random video like this of all things. It's just, oh my goodness. I just wonder what Nintendo's gonna try, what Nintendo's answer will be on this whole next gen stuff. Unless they just decide to either do like an enhanced version of the Switch or like a whole new system, which is, you know, to accompany the Switch, like the Switch Lite. I don't expect it to be anything big, mind you, but if they did do something big, that'd be awesome. It'll be pretty cool to see if I can actually get one of those things too. Like a PS5 scavenger hunt ending soon would be great, but like, and I'm definitely not folding for no scalper over this stuff yet. That's the thing I'm still confused about. The fact that like, I feel like some people got so like caught up in the hype of getting these things that like they end up spending more than they needed to for basically mostly PS4 games and Returnal, which I think Returnal sounds like a really fun game, but you know, haven't played it obviously because I don't have a PS5 to play it. Don't even get me started. Now, if this game got a boost, then I might, you know, then I might consider it, but that's about as far as I can go with that. Like, just consideration. I don't know. It's just like, there's definitely some potential with PS5 though. One thing I know I'm not too big a fan of with the as of right now is that storage room. Like, how are you gonna have all these games popping off in like 4K no less, and then the file sizes will take up just about like maybe a good eighth of your PS5 storage. Heck, I think just starting with what was it? Miles Morales does a pretty big number on your storage as it is. Can I still make this? Yes, I can. Okay. It's just crazy. It's just crazy to think about still having low storage with games like these. I get why they do it, but it's just like, come on, man. Especially when they're trying to encourage like you could argue they're encouraging physical versions of these games, but I don't agree with that when they have entire versions of consoles where you can get mostly digital. No, not even mostly, exclusively digital, because they take out the disc drive and all that. It's cheaper in case you want that option, but in the long run it ain't. I honestly don't think like a digital console, like an all digital console, is really cheaper in the long run, because while the console itself will cost less, it's like it's the fact that you're stuck with having to pay games mostly at full price unless it's discounted at the store. If it's not discounted, you're pretty much paying full price nearly most of the time. And if Nintendo ever jumped on something like that, you know you're going to be spending a lot on mostly full price stuff unless you're in the indies, but you know. Back on Crash on the Run though, did y'all hear about the noise coming back on that game? Like the freaking Noid of all things. What the heck? The Noid of all things. So apparently Crash ain't the only one coming back for the 90s, but like, god dang, of all things that were to have happened with like crossovers with Crash, you know, other than Spiral, I think one thing I would expect the least would be a comeback of the Noid of all things. And I think it's just for this crossover too. Like, it's not going to appear anywhere else. I don't even think it's going to appear in advertising or anything like that. But if Domino's does decide to do that, then hey, cool. Alright, that's all I want now. I was about to say, if I really jumped over that, I jumped over the R. Okay. But yeah, pretty cool. And I actually did get to play it. It's pretty basic. Like, the boss fights, I'm talking about like in relativity of the mobile games, like the Noid doesn't really have that many attacks, which just feels kind of weird since you guys like really push for this one here. Like, I think the elementals, especially just Rocco alone, has more going on with that than the Noid. But you know what? That's not it's just the novelty of the fact that the Noid's even in the game. That's kind of like the selling point anyway, so you know. They're doing that, not me. Now, how am I gonna get that on? Because I think I don't need to jump. Let's see. What? How did I have to jump early then. What the? How am I missing those turbo pads? Oh my gosh. Like, I was touching all those turbo pads and I just got nothing. But yeah. Like, the elementals coming back was nice. The Noid coming back is definitely a surprise. They got Fem Entropy in there. Or just Femtropy. However you want to pronounce that. Which I think is pretty cool since Crash 4 was pretty much like on the rise ever since it popped up on the other platforms. I still need to focus on getting the PC version at some point. Those mods are going a little crazy already. I don't want to restart, bro. I don't want to restart. I don't want to restart on this thing. You know what? There we go. I knew I had to just do something. But yeah. Like, that was a very nice surprise. In the new level, which sadly I also didn't get to play. I only watched it on YouTube. The new level, kind of nice, and it's probably the only justifiable time I ever get to hear those few notes of the Crash 1 theme. Because, like, seriously, they play a lot in that game. Like, a lot. I thought it was just like a little bit of a reference at some point in some of the levels too, and it was nice. But then you look at more levels, and they start doing it again and again and again, and it's like, God, calm down. And now we're here in the beautiful Nitro Court, literally right outside the castle. Now, I know this game came out like way after Twinsanity, so this version that we're looking at right now is not the actual like original version. But it does make me, but I will say this, I am curious as to if they ever had something planned like this where they just like say, hey, you know, let's have a version that's kind of reminiscent of, say, freaking, what is it? The Evil Academy. And it kind of feels like that's what they were going for here. At least that's just what I think. It could obviously be completely different from that, and it could just be simply a coincidence it looks like this. Because, like, Nina's Nightmare was something that also came out much later than the actual game itself. So there's also that. But you know, it does make me wonder if there was ever a point someone wanted to do something like this as an extra in Twinsanity, among the already like freaking mountains of like unused content that the game has, and sometimes even doesn't have. Like, I already showed you what the game looked like conceptually, what it could have been in the extras, and seen how this game could have been something really big. But there's still some stuff that we haven't even seen yet. And hopefully, whenever they do decide to like do something with Twinsanity, if they ever decide to do something with Twinsanity, that they bring some more information like that to light. Also, this course is actually pretty easy to get, like all the crystals. Just an unrelated note. And with that, we're done with the tokens. Alright, so let's get back into that little save screen that's somewhere around here. I think right here. So, that's our so far sign out. Thank you guys for watching. In the next part, we will take care of the relics of Citadel City. And this sucker is kind of nice, not gonna lie. I gotta wait. But yeah, until then, stay safe, stay healthy, stay insane. Except engine laps. That's gonna be a pain. But most importantly, stay warped. Stay warped!